All right, so I need to show you this new AI agent that basically automates scientific research a little bit too well. And the joke is kind of, we need an AI researcher that can research AI research and make another paper on the research and kind of iteratively loop forever and ever and ever.
So basically,
And
we've got AI to do the whole kind of research process from obviously finding out information to writing paper.
exactly. And this may be
Wow.
one of the most interesting things that I've seen this week that basically tries to have a fully automated, and this is a key point here, open-ended scientific discovery. So it comes, I'll get to the most important, I'll get to how it works and everything like that. And this is from the company Sakana AI. They're saying introducing the AI Scientist, the world's first AI system for automating scientific research and open-ended discovery. So it goes from ideation, the idea, writing the code, running experiments, and summarizing results to writing entire papers and conducting peer review. So there you have the two agents working together. And the AI scientist opens a new era of AI-driven scientific research and accelerated discovery. Pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Think about it, because obviously back then, I say back then, I should probably say right now, it takes like a few
Mhm.
teams to do this, right? Whereas now we've got just a group of agents that work together. Well, yeah, let's
Yeah.
find out more about it.
Yeah, I'll show you how it works in just a minute in this. Yeah, I'll show you down there. But so far, they actually had this AI scientist write all of these research papers. So you can see some example papers generated by the AI scientist. Dual scale diffusion. Oh, I clicked on it. But apparently the papers were, some people say that, oh, the papers are really good. Some people say that, oh, the AI paper is not so good, or
Mm.
the writer is not so good, and it's all like fluff and BS and stuff like that. But most people say that it's a big breakthrough in scientific research and actually how the future of AI research will go. And they have this amazing graph here. I'll actually instead just give you the picture because that gives us a little bit easier
So it
to go
shows whole
through.
process from the start to finish,
Yeah, the
almost.
step number one is the idea generation with an LLM idea plan slash plan innovation. And one of the things here is that this is where it comes into the open-ended question, where you can have a research paper, and that research paper can be like, okay, we can't really get anywhere else from here. And that's where they need to get a new idea to where they need to head in a different direction or just reframe the entire paper as a whole to see, okay, we need to do more research in this area or we'll kind of go in this area here instead. And this is kind of how innovation starts in itself.
Mm.
And with the open-ended part of it, it really is where kind of person number one makes this thing, and person number two looks at that thing and sees, oh, it's lacking in these different things. And that therefore he kind of makes that kind of like, the Apple iPhone. And then, you have all the competitors, iterative process and things like that. That's really where the novelty check comes in to see, is this a novel idea? Do we have other research papers that can go through this? And should we check through that? And then it actually gives an idea scoring slash archiving of the idea itself before it
Mm.
continues. So it's a pretty deep idea generator.
Yeah, so before it even starts in your work, it kind of like sees or looks whether that was done before or can we actually do that? And then if the answer is yes, then moves on to the next stage. And then
Yeah.
you can almost like if you follow the arrows, you can see how this process is open ended. Like you end at the actual research paper, right? And then it goes back to the idea. So you can see how this process works.
Yeah.
Quite
It's
fast,
like
quite fascinating.
yeah, and that's where we really get if you have a feedback loop, you can feed it back again and again and again, and that's really where you get the exponential loop going. To continue experiment iteration is really where you have the experiment template, code via LLM and either experiment exec script. Then you run a bunch of different experiments with an updated plan, and this goes to an iterative loop. And then you get the numerical data and plots. So I guess that's graphs. We all
Mm.
love graphs.
We do.
Until you until you end up on the paper write-up where you have a manuscript template, and then you have the text via LLM either, you have the manuscript, and then LLM paper reviewing. So this is actually another agent that reviews the actual paper itself, and they can work together to actually make a better paper altogether.
Pretty awesome stuff. And then you end up at, we've got some examples of that as well, but if you want to talk about the 4 main processes.
Yeah, so those were actually the 4 main processes here. As you can see, like the last stage here, the LLM paper reviewing is the automated paper review. And I wanted to go back here to see what people are saying about it. Basically, this one got 2 million views. A lot of big AI, about a lot of big people in AI talking about it. Here you see, our system is capable of executing the entire LLM research lifecycle, from inventing research ideas and experiments, writing code, to executing experiments on GPUs and gathering results. It can also write entire scientific papers. I'm fine.
I mean, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like, if you like let AI do its own thing, like if you let it loose in a way, I'm just like curious what it can come up with after a while. Like what kind of conclusions and research papers can it create?
Exactly. And I'll show you like the actual dangers and the bad things that can happen from this in a second here. Let's see. I actually have some links. I'm going to go to the links instead. Here you see AI labs should stop applying ML to ML. And here you go. Robots building robots. Now that's just stupid.
Of course.
It makes sense. Like at the end of the thing, you're going to always have robots making robots. Next up, introducing the Meta AI researcher and engineer, the world's first AI system for automating the research and developments of AI systems for automating the research and developments of AI systems.
Love it.
And the last meme here. Yeah, I think you're right. Looks like we're in the slow takeoff world, and we're like right behind basically a big takeoff.
Yeah, looks like that's where we are, to be fair.
As we kind of realize with these agents, and especially when you can do research and stuff like that, you can dive into very deep topics. Like you can see here that they have basically gone into a lot of different AI research papers, multi or dual scale diffusion. And I can't claim that I know a lot of what these are, like dual diff, enhancing mode capture in low dimensional diffusion model via dual expert denoising. You know all about that,
right? Can you explain this to me like I'm 5?
Even the title of the research paper is I'm out. Let AI do this research for me, please. I even tried to research grokking, and they're like, we actually don't really know what it is and how it works. So
that's where
of course this leads to the dangers of this, and much of the same argument that we've had around coding and people that are AI developers, software developers, and stuff like that. They say like, oh, now you're just gonna give us all this bad code, and we have to fix all this bad code, as well as, hey, this researcher is just going to give us all these bad papers that we have to read through all these bad papers, and nobody's actually going to do that. But on the other side, you could say, if it actually works, and if it actually goes like, yes, this research is really good, and you can build on top of that research, what you could end up with is, I'll go a little bit down, the future implications of the AI scientists. So here, they say, as with most previous technological advances, the AI scientist has the potential to be used in unethical ways. For instance, it has the potential to be deployed to conduct unethical research. It could also lead to unintended harm if the AI scientist conducts unsafe research. For example, if it were encouraged to find novel, interesting biological materials and given access to cloud labs where robots perform wet lab biology experiments, it could, without its overseer's intent, create new dangerous viruses or poisons that harm people before we realize what has happened. Even in computers, if tasked to create a new interesting functional software, it could create dangerous computer viruses. The AI scientist's current capability, which will only improve, reinforces that the machine learning community needs to immediately prioritize learning how to align such systems to explore in a manner that is safe and consistent with our values.
So to conclude, we are either gonna end up with the green graph, like you showed, like you saw before with the spike up, or the AI is gonna just kill us. Like it's gonna be either one or the other.
Yeah, like for uh, this is a really hard one, you know, like I never seen a cloud lab where robots have access to all these like wet lab biology experiments. But you know, and for example, COVID, I don't know how much of this is true, but obviously in the news they said like COVID was made in a lab. And so if they do have access to wet substances and could mix things together, and it has a really good idea of chemistry, then that would make a COVID 2.0 and be really, really harmful for the world.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on what kind of purpose the AI is gonna have.
Yep. So yeah, the future implications of the AI scientist is good, but as far as this sets a new precedent for the AI researcher, AI agents, and especially autonomous research. It's really a beautiful thing to see. I really love to see the meme AI paper mix another AI paper, mix another AI paper, and it actually is good. I think that's beautiful.
And I think everyone wants to see that, not the paragraph that you read, but
yeah, let's align it. Let's give alignment to OpenAI. Oh, wait, the head of alignment in OpenAI just left.
Oh no, that was a good timing.